Hello beautiful people, welcome to my YouTube channel about somatic embodiment. My name is Eva and I have prepared for you a 4 series of somatic journeys, and the topic of each of them is different, and today we're gonna focus on a topic about expansion and contraction and how does that manifest not just in your body but in life in general. And if we become aware of this law, this universal law of contraction and expansion, how is that, or how can that benefit to our body awareness and to the well-being inside of our body, and how does that correlate with our breath? So if you have never come across somatic means body, and to me it means in a relationship to the body. And this is where I believe we can truly heal ourselves, is through building a relationship to self, meaning becoming embodied, become in a relationship to our body. So I'm not going to talk too much further because I want to really dive into this practice about the expansion and contraction and breath. And so I invite you to find a comfortable seated position, whether that it's on a chair or sitting cross-legged on the floor, on the cushion. But please just make sure that your spine is straight and erected, and that you feel comfortable. And I invite you to close your eyes and keep your eyes closed throughout this journey if possible, because that will help you to tune in more with your body and the sensation and the felt sense in your body. So I invite you to take a moment, arrive into the space, into your chair if you're sitting on a chair, and then just become aware of your weight and drop your weight into the sitting bones. Allow the sitting bones to receive your weight, and then feel the support of the chair beneath you. Feel the support of the ground. If you have your feet on the ground, feel your feet on the ground. And let's just take a moment to really come into the present moment and into the sensations that are going on inside of you. And I invite you to just inquire with curiosity, in which state right now is your nervous system? Is there any agitation? Is there any feelings, emotions, maybe feelings of joy, or maybe there's some older feelings that you might be carrying? Maybe it's some kind of old pains, and then with that pain something else is associated. Just observe what is. And I'm now gonna guide you into your breath. But before I guide you into your breath, I just want to mention something here. So as we are in this life, we have our story, and everybody has their story. And sometimes we question whether our story is gonna be told and if it's gonna be heard. And well, we all bring our stories and our history into this life, and we're sharing. But what we sometimes forget is our own body. And our own body is a vessel, is our vessel in this reality. And our own body has its own story. Our own body is recording every single events in our life, is remembering every single feelings and emotion and the things we went through, is to a certain degree imprinted in our fascia, in the joints. It's like a map in the nervous system. And the body has its own memory and its own story. And on this journey of our life, of healing, I invite you to tune into your body and start to create this relationship with self through the body. And the connection for me is the breath. The breath touches it all. The breath touches all the fascia, all the bones, all the articulation, but the breath also touches all what's outside. The breath comes from the outside, from the universe into us, and then from us goes out, and it's nourishing both ways. So let's just now tune into our breath. And we're going to focus on two aspects of our breath. First, I invite you to start paying attention to the rhythm of your breath, to the tempo. Are you breathing fast or slow? Is there a rhythm, or are you breathing fast and then slow? And just observe it. And as you're observing the rhythm of your breath, notice that maybe once you're bringing the awareness to your breath, that things might be slightly shifting. Maybe suddenly the breath slows down. And just notice that as it is. Now let's bring the second quality, the second aspect of the breath. As you can still focusing on the rhythm, let's now invite the second part, which is movement. Are you moving with the breath? Is there any movement in your body, or is there no movement at all? Is there movement, and as you're focusing and concentrating on the movement, is the movement maybe expanding in the rest of your body? And as we are now focusing on the movement of the breath, let's also zoom into or involve our diaphragm. And the diaphragm is the muscle just below your rib cage. So it's kind of in a dome shape like this. Creates a dome. And as you're inhaling, it goes down. And as you're exhaling, it goes up. And this muscle is crucial for breathing. So let's put the right hand over the diaphragm and the left hand over your navel, your belly. And soften the diaphragm if that's possible, if that's available to you. Let's allow yourself to expand as you're breathing into your hands. Filling up the palms of your hands. First your navel, and then your diaphragm. And see if you can soften and at the same time expand. And as you follow this motion, let's see if we can also involve the spine into this motion, and maybe you can exaggerate just a little bit the movement of breathing in, inviting the spine to move with it. It's very subtle. And then exhaling, coming back in. And what we are doing right now is going into a contraction. And with the inhale, into the expansion. And then with the exhale, a contraction again. Like a flower. In the morning, the flower opens and expands. And in the evening, the flower closes itself and goes into a contraction. You can just follow this inhale and exhale, expansion. And when you go into the contraction, maybe you can go a little bit deeper, because sometimes in order in life to release from a contracted space, we need to first acknowledge that there's a contraction. We need to find it. And so maybe we need to actually go a little bit more into it. And then allow the natural expansion that comes right after it, without forcing anything. Just maybe go a little bit more into the contraction and then see that the expansion just happens. And I keep breathing and moving into my hands. Whether it's through your nose or through your mouth, it doesn't matter. And then let's place our right hand on the chest, and let's involve in this movement a bit of a chest, opening into the chest as you inhale, and as you exhale, go back into the contraction, into yourself, into the resting. And maybe you even involve a little bit the neck. Maybe you can even open your eyes and look up a little bit, and then you can close your eyes again and go back into yourself. And notice how your breathing is changing when you involve movement. A little bit more of a guided movement, I would say. And now I invite you to allow yourself to maybe move the hands a bit. So I'm like both hands, I'm expanding them slightly into the space as I inhale, as I exhale. I bring them back into my skin. Going from the inner world to the outer world. And feel how it kind of changes also the nervous system. So as I inhale, my heart is pumping, my sympathetic nervous system, the healthy one, kicks in. And as I exhale, through the mouth maybe, I go into the parasympathetic, into the rest, digest. And then again, more into the active, the engaging, opening to the world. And I can maybe extend my hands a bit further. And then again, I exhale, I go more into the inward. And please follow your own rhythm. So at the beginning we spoke about the tempo. Follow your own rhythm, your own pace. Reclaim your own unique pace. We all have a different rhythms. And I invite you to follow your own. And as you can see, I'm allowing myself to engage my hands a little bit more. Almost feeling like I'm a bird and I'm expanding, opening my wings as I inhale. As I engage with the outer world, with the other, and then as I exhale, I come back to myself. I come back to the rest. Expanding even further, maybe you can really reclaim the space around you and feel like, how does that feel if you open up your wings? And then exhale, coming back into the inner world. One more time, expanding, opening into the outer world, and then exhaling, coming back in the inner world. Let's do maybe 2 more of these. Really enjoying it. Inhale, expand, and then exhale, come back into the contraction, the resting, the inward. Maybe one last time. Take your time. Really feel the joy of expansion. Opening your lungs to the full capacity. And then exhaling and coming back. And let's return slowly to stillness. Maybe place your hands on your thighs. Or you can place your hands over your eyes or on your heart, whatever feels good for you. And take a moment to arrive into stillness, because it is in the stillness where we start to notice the changes, and that's also where the changes happens. It's in becoming aware, and that can only happen in between the motion, in the stillness. And with this, I invite you to keep your eyes closed, and I will just close this practice with few words. Everybody's breathing. Breath comes in and breath goes out. Everybody has feelings inside, and the breath touches these feelings. Some are deep feelings, some are painful, some are joyful. And our breath is helping us realize that there will be this in and out, expansion and contraction, self and other, the individual and the collective, the inner world and the outer world. And all that with deep feelings, because we are humans. And no matter how deep or painful our feelings are, I invite us to create a space together where healing and wholeness can occur. And so, thank you for being here with me in the somatic journey. I invite you to drop me any comment or any questions you have below this video. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so. And I see you in the next series. Thank you.